Welcome back, everyone, to episode 53 of White Claw Wednesday. The first one of our season 2, kind of, I guess. We're not labeling it that way.
Yeah,
but
season 2 because it's year 2.
Year 2,
yeah,
right.
So season 2, yeah.
Some crazy shit happened this week, so.
Yeah, we had that episode, we record on Tuesdays.
Right.
And so we missed that Capitol storming. Oh, we got to crack. Yeah, we haven't even cracked yet.
Yeah, so some crazy shit happened during this week.
Cheers.
And we haven't gotten to talk about it yet. So cheers up. Let's get this episode going.
Kind of sounded like a little farty.
Yeah, well, I secretly was farting as I was sipping to slide.
That was a good cover. I just
Man,
realized
these are good. Yeah.
you can fart at a silent disco.
Wow.
I never even thought of that.
I mean,
you think
true.
You think of all the positives of a silent disco.
Yeah.
Pretty much the only positive is your party probably won't get shut down because, you'll probably be
Everyone's
quiet.
got headphones. Yeah.
Everyone's got headphones on, listening to music. But I just realized you can just be ripping them.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody would know.
I mean, if they were around you, like it's still,
Yeah, but the dance.
But you can rip them loud, is what you're saying.
Yeah, you can rip them loud, and nobody knows where it comes from because the dance floor's packed.
Ah, that's true. All right, wow, what a way to start the episode,
I know,
man.
I've
actually never been to a silent disco, or I've never been to one.
They're fun. They're very fun.
I'm sure they are.
Yeah.
I'm sure the alcohol flows.
The alcohol flows.
The dance moves just keep getting better.
The dance moves just get wild, Yeah. Oh, man.
Yeah. So I just cut Frank's hair.
Yeah, Ryan just gave me a nice cut.
He came over a little early. We had a little podcast before this.
What?
Well, I'm just saying we were talking,
Oh yeah, we had an off air.
We had a good off-air podcast.
An off-air podcast. Okay. Yeah. Ryan gave me a great cut.
Pretty solid cut. I'm looking at it right now, and I'm very proud.
I like it a lot too.
Yeah.
So
Capitol storming. Potential coup. Insurrection.
Trump maybe not making it his last 10 days in office.
Like, what the fuck, dude?
Yeah.
Wow. What a week, man.
I know. It all just...
Okay, immediate reaction, just to, put you guys through my mindset back then.
Like on Wednesday?
Yeah. I get, I didn't get this on my phone, but my mom was like, oh, have you heard about what's been going on in the Capitol? And this is when they had just gotten past the police barriers. Mm-hmm. So people were kind of freaking out, but they weren't oh, it's still peaceful, it's still peaceful, but they're pushing forward. And I was like, oh no. And so I kind of turned it on as I was working, kind of in the background, my ear. Uh-huh. And wow, dude. Just wow. I mean, it is just insane that, I was going through it and, they started actually breaking in.
Yeah.
And the commentators were just this is unprecedented, and I kept hearing that and I was like, this is wild, man.
Yeah.
People are breaking into the Capitol.
Yeah. The Capitol building.
Terrorists outside, non-domestic terrorists haven't been able to do that, there have been bomb threats and stuff.
Oh, yeah,
but
that's true.
Yeah. No one's gotten into the Capitol before. And now you got all these people that just, broke in, and then you just see them walking through, just twiddling their thumbs.
Yeah, I just saw them going into the different rooms and the offices, and they were just, it was weird. To me, it felt like the greatest example of white privilege.
I mean, it truly was.
I've ever seen.
It truly was.
And it was and I also think that every single one of those people don't understand white privilege either.
No. I don't think we understand it, truthfully.
Yeah, but I mean,
think we recognize that, though.
I don't think they were thinking, oh, I can get away with this because I'm white.
Yeah.
I just think they were thinking, this is my right.
Well, they were probably saying, this is my right.
This is my right.
I'm a patriot.
I'm a patriot. And
I love this country.
And Donald told me that this is our last shot to keep injustice from happening, basically.
Yeah, so I'm sure everyone knows by now, but basically Donald Trump had a rally beforehand and riled up his supporters, as he always does with every rally,
Was it actually that day of that he had that rally?
It was literally the day of that rally. at the end of the rally, he said, "You know what we're gonna do? We're gonna march down Pennsylvania Avenue. We're gonna march down, and we're gonna give courage to the senators and GOP members that aren't going to or that are going to verify the election.
We're gonna give them courage." You said.
Give them courage, basically saying like you guys need to do what's right. Quotations.
Yeah. Give them courage.
Give them courage to do what's wrong, essentially.
Yeah.
But he's got those. If those people literally went to the Capitol and went to his rally, they're gone, dude. They're so far in that closed-minded state of this person is God. They're too far to reason with.
Yeah, because my biggest thing in that moment is if I somehow find myself in that rally and Donald Trump is like telling everybody to storm down to the Capitol or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
And everyone's like, "Oh, Frank, we're going. Come on, we're going."
Yeah.
And I'd just be like, but I'm pointing at Donald Trump up there on the stage. But I'm waiting
He's-
for him.
He's over there. Like
he's still standing there.
Yeah,
I'm gonna follow him in there. I feel like and then you stand there and you're like, oh wow, he never went that way.
I wonder what I wonder if
he
his
just
supporters
walked off stage, got in his Escalade, and just
Well, he went to the White House.
went back to the White House.
That's where he did his little video briefing thing where he was like telling people to really not. I don't know. He didn't really say anything
It's funny
special
for
in
a
that
president
briefing.
to sick his supporters on the Capitol building and then just kind of scurry back to the White House.
Yeah.
And just chill out in there while streets away, chaos is erupting.
Well, it is just it's honestly outrageous. I mean, I'm not even if we had to actually do this podcast that night. Well, first of all, it didn't even finish that night. So we recorded on Tuesday, but if we had to do it on that Wednesday,
it would have been
blood
a live coverage.
My blood would have been boiling.
Oh, really?
I mean, it was bad for me.
So you were having
I was pissed.
You had a pissed reaction.
I was really mad that
Ryan's more mature than me. I'm immature and I was laughing.
I mean, it's
even though I shouldn't have been laughing, but I just couldn't help myself.
It was unbelievable to the point where it was humorous that people are that crazy that they actually believe that the election was stolen.
I know.
That the election was rigged and that there is mass corruption. And it is just unbelievable. And I laugh at those people. And I laugh at people who go there thinking that they're fighting for democracy when really they're doing the exact opposite by trying to instate a coup.
Think about all the
coup,
people.
Excuse me.
Think about all those people that were there who have the Blue Lives Matter stickers on their car and
the
on
blue
their
line,
gear. The blue line on the flag. All those
I know it's very hypocritical.
Capitol rioters, they all have that. I mean, most of them probably have that. And then you fast forward, they're all buying the stickers during all the Black Lives Matter protests in the summer of 2020.
Yeah.
So they're buying up these Blue Lives Matter stickers, and then you fast forward to the start of 2021.
Yeah.
And now they're squaring up with the cops. It's insane to see
it's because
the shifts in less than a year, the social shifts in less than a year of going from we love police because that's the side to be on, to be like, we don't like black people, so we love police now. But then suddenly it's like, now we hate police because they're standing in the way of democracy. I don't know. It just seems to be such a.
Yeah.
They're confuzzled. They're confused.
What happened is they lost. They're finally on the losing end.
Yeah.
Like during the whole BLM protest, they could sort of go out with their Trump flags and be like, well, sucks for you. Like, Trump is the president. Like, Trump will take care of you. They can say whatever racist things they want to say, and they can feel empowered. But now they're like, well, he's no longer gonna be in there. We're losing. We lost.
Yeah.
And that's what really pushes them over, right? And I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of it throughout these next couple of years, honestly.
Yeah, that's what really sucks about Trump is that he's
become a cult leader in my opinion.
Yeah, he's become a cult leader. That's
exactly
very
culty.
It is really, because, I mean, what else? There's just no, I feel like when it comes to a cult leader, it's like, when you look at their final act as the leader, it's always that, oh, that doesn't make a whole lot of sense. Like whether it be like group suicide or go murder a bunch of celebrities in L.A. It always seems to be like, you were going somewhere and then you reached this finale and it's just insane. It's insane.
Yeah.
And that's really what Trump was. He was like this president he's the president, and he has all these supporters who consider themselves patriots. And then he ends up losing. So he's so in control that he's able to convince people who think of themselves as patriots to do one of the least patriotic things possible.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I mean, it's just crazy.
Fascinating.
It's insane
fascinating. It really is.
that he was able to do that.
He's able to completely lie to his supporters, and they will blindly follow.
Yeah.
Which is why, which that right there, they will blindly follow. That's what really makes it very culty for me,
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Like they don't even question Trump. Whatever he says, and a lot of them are Christian. They think of themselves as religious people, and then it's almost as if they have this like secondary God type figure where whatever he says goes, you know? And it's very strange. It's very strange how, I don't know if it's the media doing this. I don't know if they're just in these very tight-knit echo chambers where all they're hearing is the same opinion of themselves, right? And anytime they hear something else, like if I was to go up to them and be like, well, actually, let's look at this objectively, they'd be like, no, I don't even want to hear it,
Yeah.
And I feel like that's how people get indoctrinated into like that mentality. But it's very strange that you get all these religious people thinking that Donald Trump is some type of savior, because, I mean, we can just go over a few sins of his, like multiple wives, cheating on his current wife, with a porn star, and like you look at him like he's some like figure that's gonna save the world. It's like this guy is just a fake, Yeah,
I mean, you got adultery right there, and that's just boom, right? That's boom.
I don't understand.
I mean, I'm not good on the 7 deadly sins, but adultery is one of them, right? I'm pretty sure.
I don't know.
I'm pretty damn freaking sure.
Hey, you went to school for this. Don't look at me.
Yeah, I guess I should.
This is bad on Frank, right? All the blame to Frank.
And I've seen 7 twice.
No, adultery is definitely one of them.
And 7. Have you seen 7? Morgan Freeman, Brad Pitt, detective movie about a serial killer.
No.
Dude, you gotta watch. It's
that
good.
Sounds fire.
Serial killer. It's 2 detectives trying to track down a serial killer who all his murders are following the 7 deadly sins. Do you know the twist?
Say that again.
If I say, "What's in the box?"
Oh, what's in the box?
Yeah. Do you know
that line with Brad Pitt? And he's like,
"Yeah,
what's in the fucking box?" Is that what he says?
That's the movie. But do you know what the twist is? That whole
no.
Oh, then you got to see the movie, because if you don't know what's in the box, the only way I would say don't see that. The only way I could be like, okay, maybe you don't have to see. Like, it doesn't have to be on the top of your list. Is if you know what's in the box, because it's one of those reveals that's so famous that I feel like some people know about it and haven't actually seen the movie. So if you don't know what's in the box,
I just know the meme. Yeah.
If you just know the meme, then you should definitely see the movie.
Usually it's like Squidward pops out or something,
Because it's funny if you see the movie, you'll be like, "Wow, I can't believe that became a meme."
Really?
You'll realize that.
Well, how can you scream that and it not become like an internet meme?
And this is what I'm saying. When whoever was. Any fan who was watching that movie in the late 90s in the movie theater, sitting in the movie theater, when they saw that what's in the box, they were most likely just devastated emotionally.
Yeah.
And it'd be funny to time travel back to a theater showing that movie and be like, hey, in 10 years, this is going to be laughed at constantly.
Yeah.
You'd be like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I suggest seeing, because you'll see like why it's like.
So how does that relate to the Trump thing though?
The 7 deadly sins, because we were talking about adultery, and I'm recalling one of the murders from the movie.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it has to do with a couple having sex and they get killed while they're having sex or something like that. So I'm pretty sure adultery is definitely one of the 7 deadly sins. But yeah, I mean that's just one of his 7 deadly sins, and gluttony could be another one. I think of him like buying all that McDonald's for the athletes who came and visit. I can't remember what group because athletes usually, whenever American athletes win a championship,
Yeah, they win the championship, they
visit
get
the White House.
invited. Some people don't get invited this year though. Some people didn't.
Well, some people just chose not to go throughout Trump's presidency.
Yeah, and then he
like I remember the Warriors didn't go.
He got like pissed.
Oh yeah, he got pissed
like,
when the Warriors didn't go.
Rescinded the invitation.
Yeah,
completely.
rescinded the invitation. It's like can't rescind something we already denied, idiot. Nice try.
That's like the scene in The Office where the guy that they're trying to help up on the table when they merge with Stanford.
Oh yeah.
And they're Tony. Tony. Yeah. They're trying to get this big guy up on a table, and they're like literally. Like on their knees squat, pushing
Dwight
like
and Michael
his butt.
are under his butt, pushing up.
And then he's like, you know what? I was gonna try it out, but honestly, like it's not gonna work. And Michael's like, you can't quit.
You know what I love about that?
You're
part?
Fired.
Before he says that though, before Michael says that, he's like, he still thinks that Tony's talking about fitting him on the table, and Michael's like, we'll make you fit. And then Tony's like, no, I can't work here.
Yeah. That's true.
So we don't have quitters on this team.
Yeah.
You're fired.
Yeah.
Yeah, that is it. That is exactly like that. There's a lot of similarities, I think,
between Michael Scott.
You could draw between Michael Scott and Donald Trump.
Dude, honestly.
And that's purely because they are so immature that it becomes stupidity.
Yep.
You know?
Yeah, and man.
Like you can be immature and be kind of like you're doing it because you like to do it. It's just your personality.
And you're trying to be funny.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then you can be immature to the point where you're just unaware that you're immature and you're just immature and stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And that's kind of like what Michael Scott and Donald Trump have.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And we wouldn't want Michael Scott as president. That'd be a bad...
I think I would rather him than Donald Trump,
we
though.
would definitely rather have him just because he's genuinely a nice guy.
Yeah, he wouldn't want to hurt people.
Exactly. Like at his core, he's a very nice guy, even though he's immature and does a lot of stupid stuff. So he'd definitely be the better option.
I would 1,000% vote for. As I said the other day, I think I would vote for, what did I say, a tin can or something like that?
Yeah.
Over Donald Trump?
So many options over Donald Trump. So many options. I mean, a tin can is actually a good joke because when you think about having Donald Trump as your president for 4 years,
yeah,
and you'd be like, how'd those 4 years go?
Yeah.
And be like, well, we went through a lot of shit, obviously, but, you know, we didn't burn to a crisp. You know, we didn't turn into dust. You know, we're still sitting here as a country.
Yeah.
And I think that goes to show you that you could put a tin can in the job and still have a country after 4 years.
I would rather just sit a tin can in the Oval Office and just stacks and stacks of papers waiting for a signature for 4 years over Donald Trump. I think I would. You know, I'd have to think about like logistically, but I think I would. You know,
like
I'd rather everything just stop.
We need to ask the question. Be like, what would happen if the American government procrastinated? Like, I don't know if they already do procrastinate.
Oh, they definitely do.
They definitely do.
Yeah.
But what if like
every human does?
They totally, completely procrastinated.
I mean, they make their own deadlines, right? So they could just keep.
That's true.
I don't know. I mean, this is looking too tough.
They also shut themselves down whenever.
Yeah.
Which
when they can't just they can't get over it.
I would need a political analyst / expert to give me the full rundown.
I got you.
Of what the hell a government shutdown means, because I still have a hard time wrapping my head around it.
A government shutdown, from my knowledge, is when they have been debating on something or multiple things, and they just cannot find a solution, and they are getting nowhere. And so what they do is they literally just shut down and reconvene.
Just give it some time.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
And I'm sure they're still doing work. They're just not meeting. Ooh, nice, dude.
That's a good one.
Wow, you're killing these things, man. Hell yeah. Fuck yeah, dude.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so back to the whole Donald Trump thing. Man, what was I going to say? There's a couple of things that really upset me. I mean, one of them was that he incited this.
Yeah.
He was the catalyst.
Yeah.
The instigator saying, "Hey, go there and do this," you know?
Yeah.
He didn't tell people, "Hey, go break down, push through that barrier.
Push through the police.
Okay, break through the windows.
Break the window, climb in."
He didn't do that specifically, but he incited that to happen, you know? And then when you get a mob, when you get a bunch of people, anger and frustration builds up, and I mean, you're asking for it. You're asking for it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Exactly.
On top of that, I mean, not even like that point, but even before that, I mean, he's been spitting out false information. I mean, it is so toxic to hear that president talk at this point, because all he talks about is how he won the election. and literally,
didn't.
and like, I wouldn't even, at first I wasn't too upset about it. I was like, oh, like he's just being a sore loser,
Yeah,
and then he's going to go through the courts, and the courts are going to decide. Well, the courts have decided.
Mm-hmm.
The courts have decided.
But it didn't shut him up.
It's over. It's over. Every claim that you make has been gone through court, right? And that's his right, whatever, like to play into the other side. That's his right, and for sure it is. It's over. And yet people are still believing that the election was a fraud. And so what this is saying is that, and what he's implying, this is what he's implying, Frank, which is really frustrating, is that not only at this point is the election system, right, voting system, all that is completely fraudulent, right?
Yeah.
And the state government is even fraudulent, right?
Mm-hmm.
Not only that, but the judicial system is fraudulent,
Mm-hmm.
okay? And now that the Senate has verified the election results, now he's saying that the Senate is fraudulent, right? So he's literally just completely said that every other branch of government is fraudulent except for me. I am God. That's what he's saying to his supporters, and that's what they believe. I mean, that is literally what went down. They think that he is like their savior.
Yeah.
And that he is right, and there's no questions asked, and it is preposterous.
Yeah, and exactly what you're talking about has me concerned about the inauguration. The safety of everyone at the inauguration.
Well, they're gonna bump shit up for sure.
I mean, yeah, but I just, obviously they're gonna be prepared to the maximum, but I still just worry about, when he's got the kind of, if he can get his followers to attack the Capitol, I just worry about the energy carrying over from that event.
Yeah. Well, I don't know if you've been like on Reddit or I don't know, reading any news, but basically there's this social media thing called Parler, right?
Oh yeah, I've heard of this. The right wing social media app.
It has become right wing social media because
imagine. Can you imagine a lamer place to be?
I know. Seriously.
I mean, I'm just saying because most people that are funny and get paid to be funny and entertain people are usually liberal minded.
Mm-hmm.
Not to, pull the curtain back for everybody, but it's pretty true.
Mm-hmm.
So I just can't imagine how unfunny a right wing heavy social media app is. Just the amount of, not getting it.
And again, it's got to be one of those echo chambers, because I don't know anyone on Parler, like what?
Yeah, why?
What is the need of going to Parler? And the need of going to Parler is because
you're insane.
And the people that you want to listen to are too insane to be on Twitter. They're too insane to be on Facebook, Instagram. I mean, and so you're like, oh, Parler, like, oh, cool. It's this. Dude. We're welcome, because their whole Parler's whole thing is like, freedom of speech, no censorship, right?
Nice.
So it would,
AKA
that
tweet whatever racist shit you want.
I mean, that's pretty much what is going down, and they're getting screwed. They're getting screwed right now. Well, I mean, I don't know if they're getting screwed, because screwed kind of implies that it's not on them or it's not their bad, but they're getting fucked. Let me put it that way. Because now Apple has taken them off the
App Store.
The App Store. Yeah. Google has taken them off Google Play Store. And I have heard that Amazon is not letting them use their web services anymore. So that's all their servers, that's all their hosts, and that's everything. Like if they use solely Amazon web services, then they're going to have to completely reinvent their entire infrastructure. That's going to take at least a year. Yeah. I mean, that's insane.
Yeah, I mean.
So, you heard Donald Trump got banned off Twitter, right?
Oh, yeah.
Permanently.
Permanently.
He got a perma-ban, bro.
Perma-ban, dude. Oh.
Because it's like literally every tweet he tweets out is like they have to put a little thing that says official sources say this is misinformation or this is false. It's like, dude, at some point, some point, you're gonna get kicked off. Like this has been a long time coming. You know,
I read some tweet about him lying about his popular vote numbers. Like he tweeted that he had the amount of popular votes that Joe Biden ended with.
Well, that's because he just finds numbers to add. He just finds numbers to add.
Man. But you know what I really think he did? I think he looked at someone showed him the popular vote and he just flipped it and he tweeted it because I swear to God, because I think it was like a 5 million vote gap in the popular vote between the two. It was like,
I think it's 3 million. I don't know.
Yeah, it was something like that. But I just remember he posted in the tweet the number that was 3 or 4 million more than his actual number.
He literally just flipped erased Joe Biden and then erased his
and then tweeted that. And it was just like
that is I wouldn't put it past him.
Oh man. I would love to just manifest Professor X, the leader of the X-Men, mind control, telekinesis, God himself, and just get him here and be like, dude, can you get in the mind of Donald Trump right now and just tell me what's going on?
Yeah.
Can you give me like a rundown? Because I really want to know what the motivations are, what the actual thoughts are.
Mm-hmm.
I just have so many questions.
He's just got this major God complex going, dude.
When you're that wild, I just wonder, are you all that wild? Or is there that one guy like in the controls, are you still, because I feel like some people who troll, like
what do you mean one guy in control, though?
Let me tell you. Like Jake Paul.
Yeah.
Jake Paul's a good example.
He
does. Oh, jeez. He does wild things.
Yeah.
And he likes to piss people off. Okay?
Successfully. Yeah.
With a guy like Jake Paul, I think there's that guy in the controls in his head. I'm not saying there's actually a literal person who tells Jake Paul what to do.
Yeah.
But I do think there is a subconscious and there is a part of Jake Paul's mind that is very aware of how rude he is or how over the top he is or just how trolly he's being. I think he's like he's just aware of what he's doing. He has a self-awareness.
Yeah, like he's purposefully doing that.
Exactly, he's purposefully like
it's definitely like
it's a career move,
a charisma type thing, or like he's putting on like a personality.
He's putting on a personality to just increase his brand and his success.
Yeah, exactly.
And it feels calculated to me. Like it feels smart and it feels planned.
Everything is calculated. And he's got a team of people that are feeding into this person too.
Exactly. But with someone like Trump, I'm wondering if that's there. Is the calculation there? I don't know if is it all insanity or is there calculation there?
Yep.
Because we've gotten to the point now that where he has incited a riot/coup, and that to me feels like more evidence that it is all insanity. Because if you take something that far, maybe you're just fucked up.
Well, I said this. Yeah. I said this last week about the phone call. Remember I was telling you about the phone call? Hell yeah. So for everyone on YouTube, check it. Oh, wait. We're out of the picture now.
But you can see that we just set our cans on top of our tower here.
So if you're if you're listening, we've got our tower of claws here, and then we've got 2 tall cans at the top.
Oh, yeah.
And what's great about it is the usual, 12-ounce cans will fit perfectly, right on the top. And so we're using them as, coasters right now. What was I saying, Frank? What did you just say?
I just was talking about the fact that Jake Paul seems to be calculated in his assholeness, and Donald Trump just seems to be totally insane and is just an asshole. Yeah,
I don't know if he is calculated. I really don't. I don't think that he's got a filter, I think that if he thinks something and he believes it to be true, I believe that he, no matter what you say to him, he's not going to change his mind. I mean, he literally turned on Mike Pence. Did you see that tweet?
Oh yeah.
So he was trying to get Mike Pence to basically say before Congress made the election results official, hey, we're not doing this because I say so.
Yeah.
Was kind of the vibe that I was getting. There's official words for it and stuff, but that's essentially what he was asking for. Hey, you're the head of this committee that's gonna be verifying the election results. Do something about it, right?
Yeah.
And Mike Pence was like, I can't do that under the Constitution. That's not my job. I don't have power to do that, right?
You're like, he's like, I'm vice president, and after watching Veep on HBO, I'm pretty sure I just do nothing.
Yeah. And then, Mike Pence, he makes a official statement, and he's like, it's not I can't do that. And then Trump tweets that Mike Pence didn't do it, and he didn't have the courage to do it. It's just like, oh my God, this guy is literally just I'm pretty sure going after everyone that turns against him.
I think that tweet was done on Wednesday, because I saw like a little.
That was Wednesday. Yeah.
I saw a little Daily Mail video story about how part of the chaos with the coup and the rioters at the Capitol was that they were they were putting a noose together, and
Mike Pence.
They were calling for Mike Pence's head, pretty much. Which is
what the fuck, dude? Excuse my language. I've been cursing way too much. But this is at that level.
Yeah, this is at that level.
Like, what in the world? That is insane.
It's like he's putting on a show. I mean,
this is something that has never happened.
Like the 2-week mark of his presidency. Like, he has 2 weeks left of his presidency, and he starts a riot on Capitol Hill.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, it's literally that level.
It's like it's this crescendo. It's like he's the conductor, and he's getting to the final measures, and he's just got to just blow it out of proportion.
Yeah. Another thing that really, really pissed me off was during the broadcast that I was watching. I think it was NBC or whatever, and they showed a video of the protesters, or the rioters, mob, whatever.
Yeah. They're
taking down the American flag, and they're putting up the Trump flag. Now, I don't know if
that's cult right there.
I don't.
There it is.
This is what really pisses me off.
Is it the largest cult that we've ever seen?
It could be. It could be.
I really hope
because you're taking down the American flag, and I'm not sure if they took it down and then put the Trump flag under it.
Yeah.
But they showed it taking down, and then they showed them bringing up the Trump flag, but you couldn't see what was above it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But still, like, you're gonna take down the American flag just to put Trump on it and then raise it back up. It's crazy.
That's in the same.
It is crazy.
That's along the same line of like how much he was able to make them like flip in terms of just party beliefs. It went from we're Republicans and these are our beliefs to we are listening to Trump.
Yep.
Like.
It is blind listening.
Crazy.
You're just going. You're just whatever he says. And you know what? It's like, you get these like communities that are on Parler, and these communities that probably are like, pretty you've heard of QAnon, right?
That sounds familiar, yeah.
QAnon, like the conspiracy theorists and stuff like that.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. Like the people who probably started the whole 5G thing.
Yeah. They'll like take something that Trump will say, and then they'll say something like, and he means all of this, and it's just like, whoa, like, how did you, even if he was like trying to give you like a secret message, you're like, how did you imply all of these things?
Those are the same kind of people who invite you over to their house, put the record on, and they start playing it backwards, and they're like, I'm about to summon Satan. Like those are the same kind of like.
Yeah.
You're like, do you really hear Satan worship in the backwards playing of this song, buddy? Like, or you just like, come on.
Like, what are you doing right now?
What are you doing, man? I mean, listen to the song forward. It sounds so much better.
So there's a subreddit called QAnon Casualties.
Oh, that's a good title.
It is. I mean, it's kind of depressing to
see how these people are brainwashed.
Well, okay, so the posts are done by people who have seen other people be brainwashed.
Yeah, that's what exactly.
Yeah. So it's like,
so it's pretty much making fun of the whole.
It is,
getting
and
manipulated by conspiracy
It is, and
theories.
it's kind of like a weird support system in that way. Like, everyone posts about like, oh my God, like my dad is going crazy. Like, he thinks that famous people are killing baby. I mean,
he thinks that Justin Bieber is a lizard. That's one of the.
I wasn't even gonna get into lizard people because that's
a big
deep,
one.
bro.
That's a big one.
That's like the deep shit,
You know what the one I do like though? I like the one about Beyonce faking her first pregnancy. That one intrigues me. Just because of the one video of her like crossing her legs and it looks like the baby bump gets like smushed or whatever. I'm not trying to play in any of this. It's just but I just.
My favorite is John Legend is a secret sex trafficker. That's my favorite.
I have not heard that one. That's
yeah.
a good one. That's a good one.
And so one of the stories was the wife / mom in this story was she was so into QAnon that one day they played John Legend, and she was so upset by the fact that they played John Legend because he's a child molester, and he and another part of this like crazy conspiracy theory.
His wife eats people, by the way. That's another one of the conspiracies.
Another part
his
is
wife Chrissy Teigen is a cannibal.
There's this chemistry concoction
yeah.
whatever where you will somehow extract child blood and then you drink that blood and you feel like powerful or something like that.
That's what I'm talking about. That's the Chrissy Teigen thing I'm talking about.
It's adreno something. Adreno something. It's like, dude, it's fucking it is insane. Yeah. And she was so upset by it that they got into this big argument and she left the house.
Yeah.
She eventually came back, got her stuff, left, and then they ended up like filing for a divorce and shit. I know. It is Taryn family's part.
Because the husband was playing John Legend? Is that what you're saying to me right now?
So this was actually Chrissy Teigen, and John Legend was the husband.
Good one. Okay.
Your face at first.
I was like, what?
No.
But is that what it was? It was the husband playing John Legend, and the wife gets pissed at him?
I don't know if it's a husband or the daughter in this situation.
But you said something about a divorce. The mom leaves. The crazy person leaves.
Yeah. Because the daughter was like writing about it, and then the dad was like on her side, like this is insane.
The dad was on the daughter's side.
Yeah.
Now I see. Okay, so it's probably the daughter like playing John Legend, putting her clothes away, or doing homework or whatever.
And the mom freaks out.
And the dad obviously takes the daughter's side.
She's like, it's music. You have no evidence that he's a sex trafficker, and like nobody drinks children's blood. Apart from like in actually like crazy people.
Yeah, I mean
that like documentaries are made out of.
Exactly. Yeah. And those are like probably one in a trillion. Is
there a trillion people on this earth?
But 1 in a trillion in terms of like, there's not people who are.
It's not widespread like they say it is.
Yeah, there's not babies being born every day that are going to end up drinking other babies' blood when they're older. Right. That's not. Well, we got there.
Oh, dude, we are there, man. Shit, dude. Where are we going? Let's bring it back. We're bringing it back.
Don't clip any of these sentences.
We are literally explaining the conspiracy theories so we don't sound bad.
Yeah, we're pointing out the insanity of these ideas.
Anyways, so that's a subreddit that I think everyone should check out because it really is just it kind of goes into how far and how deep people get into it. And QAnon is really associated with Trump, and Trump was like, I heard these QAnon people, I heard they're patriots, I heard they really like America.
He's plugging them at his
and it's
rally.
It's like, dude, these people are like saying that Joe Biden and all these people are like, sex traffickers and stuff.
And our lizard people,
So
the wildest of,
it's crazy.
But that seems to be.
I don't know how we got from there. We went.
Well, that's pretty much
Trump flag being raised. QAnon. I don't know where the transition was.
That's kind of what these people are, though.
Conspiracy theorists? Yeah, they are.
Is that it's
because
those are the I
the
feel
election
like
wasn't fraudulent.
Yeah, those are the kind of people that are attacking the Capitol.
Yeah. No, you're right.
They legitimately believe that it's fraudulent.
No, yeah, you're right. Absolutely.
So
it is a conspiracy. It's a coup. It was literally an attempted coup.
It was.
I mean, there's and a police officer died, man. Like that wasn't. Yeah, and people died.
People died.
4 or 5 people died.
Yeah,
I can't
4 or 5
remember
people
the
died.
official total, but
I think it was 5 people died. I think there was the woman who was shot. There was someone who was trampled. There was someone who had some sort of heart attack or some sort of physical reaction to the chaos. And then I'm the cop you mentioned. And
well, the woman that got trampled. This is kind of a joke. I don't like to make fun of people dying, but she had a "Don't Tread on Me" flag.
Yeah.
And I think that's the sign of the Proud Boys. Is that right? Or do you know that?
It might be. I'm not sure, but I know "Don't Tread on Me" is a huge symbol for.
It's like a white supremacy thing.
Well, it's a huge symbol for just being a Trumpster now.
Yeah.
Which is too bad because it's kind of a badass.
It's a cool slogan.
It's a cool slogan.
Like if I saw a shirt and I didn't know anything about it, and I saw a little snake and it said "Don't tread on me," I'd be like, oh wow, like I would. Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, you came from a part of the world that knew nothing about America, and you just stumble upon a "Don't tread on me" symbol. You're like, oh, that's kind of cool.
Like that's a cool brand.
Yeah, that's irony at its
It really is.
most brutal state.
Yeah,
sure.
it really is.
Is that a different woman than the one who was shot, or is that the same woman? She was
no,
shot.
so
and
a
trampled?
woman was trampled. That's
okay. So that's a completely separate death.
Yeah, the woman that was shot is now.
She's dead.
She is dead. Yeah. And
so there's one person trampled. No, two people. Well, maybe actually I mentioned. Yeah, probably it's probably the same person who was trampled because I saw. I
don't know the facts.
I saw in the splurge. I just saw like one trampled. So we're probably getting the same. Yeah, it's probably just the one person. Yeah, it's
a sad day for America.
It is a very sad day for America.
Like I know, we're kind of making light of it and like joking around and saying how stupid people are, but honestly, this was one of the saddest days that I've ever had for probably the saddest day I've had this year. Honestly, I mean, my grandma texts me and she's like, "I am so upset. It brings tears to my eyes seeing all this happen." And I'm like, Grandma, I didn't even know what to say to her, and I forgot what I said, but I basically said, it's going to be all right. This is like a dark time in American history, and this will go down in the history books.
Oh, yeah, big time.
And the future is just going to be better. He's going to be out of office, and, people that felt emboldened to make racist, misogynistic statements and whatever their views that they had, they were hiding super, deep down. They felt emboldened with this man as a president to start saying those and start acting on it.
Yeah.
That's going to go away because he's not going to have the power that he's had.
Yeah, dude, the whole Twitter ban, that'll help a lot.
And it's a perma ban, dude. Yeah. So I mean, he might come back eventually, but it's a perma ban.
Yeah. I mean, I think the best thing to do now is just I just hope once he's out of office, I hope the media just doesn't cover him anymore.
I doubt it.
I mean, I doubt it. I really do.
Clicks, man.
Clicks, I know. But I just like you have the power. Like the power's in your hands.
It's true.
Speaking to the media, I guess we're the media.
I mean, if you're talking about
Ryan, actually, we're technically media in a way.
That's true.
We're small, but we're still media. So
it's true.
Are we done talking about Trump when he's out of office?
I'm down.
I think we should
I'm
try.
down.
I think we should try. Unless he manages to like really do something fucking awful again.
Well, here's the thing. Like the real big players are like CNN.
Yeah.
Like all the left wing people. Like if they're really trying to just like forget this guy, they have the power to do that.
They do. Yeah. Because really at this point it's I don't even know what Fox News is up to right now, but it seems like Fox News is always the one that's always right-wing leaning in terms of the
they are.
News coverage. Because it seems like all the other news coverages are usually left-wing leaning.
Yeah.
And it's just Fox News.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see what they do as well once Trump is out of office.
I wonder how their fan base is doing right now. Like, because Fox News, as right-wing as it is, isn't going to start spreading major conspiracy theories, and so
that's true.
A lot of
I hope,
and they called in terms of the election, they were calling states as
they were honestly calling states.
They were honestly calling states,
because they couldn't foresee. Like,
I mean, they can't just not call a state.
Hey, I have foresight, so let me tell you guys, Donald Trump is gonna bullshit this entire thing, and he's gonna say he won. So let's ride with him and let's call the states wrong.
Yeah, and
like,
I mean
they weren't doing that.
They I think they played the like legal card, like he's gonna try and he's
gonna try to get these recounted.
Exactly.
Make sure that he didn't.
And
let's
and then they tap their papers and they go and let's hope for the best. And then they transition. That's exactly what I picture. But I think once all the legal battles were sort of brushed to the side, it got to the point where they were like, all right, we need to switch. And they started calling it for what it was. Like, there's no evidence, like they've already tried to everything. And like the courts have decided like it's over, and then the fan base was like, well, I don't want to hear that, and then they go over to like these super, crazy biased ones. Like, I think it's one American network or something like that.
Think about all the effort that went into on like Trump's team, Trump and his team. All the effort, and when I say team, I just mean like him, everybody who works for him, and then also all the supporters. All the effort of trying to prove that he didn't lose the election. Like he threw everything he had, I think, in terms of trying to get things overturned, recounted, flipped, whatever
he
words
wasted
you want to
a
use.
stupid amount of money. Money that could pay for like 10 people's colleges,
so,
I'm assuming.
Like so much effort into trying to prove he won the election. To me, that just reaffirms the point that he lost.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Like, if we've gone through,
to any sane person, it does.
Yeah, exactly. Since the beginning of November, even though we have a pandemic going on, he has spent his time trying to overturn the election results.
Yeah.
And you think about how corrupt. Well, that's the wrong word. From a normal person's standpoint, we can't really understand and know the intricate details of politics.
True. Very true.
People get away with things that would probably blow us away. And we've already witnessed Trump get away with things as president that, 10 years ago you would say, oh, our future president will do this. You wouldn't believe.
Right, exactly.
So that's already been proven. But you would think that, obviously, it was with all this effort to go and just say, oh, I won the election. Joe Biden didn't win. That just goes to show you that if there really was fraud and Donald Trump really won the election, his efforts to prove that would have worked by now.
Yeah. And what you just said right there is like the ultimatum, right?
Yeah.
Like the ultimatum is, do you believe that Donald Trump is the only part of the entire government that is not corrupt, that is not fraudulent? And if you believe that, then so be it. And you got to go for it, and people just did. And you know what? Go for it.
Those are the kind of people who caused the riot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
If you don't believe that,
come
to the other side. And there's just a massive amount of people on this side, man. And even, there's a lot of conservatives, and I know we're kind of, shitting on them right now, but there's a lot of conservatives that are saying they're like, well, I wanted this guy to win, but like this shit is crazy.
Yeah, there's no
this
denying
is not
this.
true.
Yeah, there's just there's no way around it.
You can hope, right? Like I'm not hating on people that were hoping for Donald Trump to win. Like I personally would vote for a tin can, Yeah. But again,
me too. Yeah.
Whatever. You can hope for someone to win, but there's a line that gets crossed when you just are blatantly saying this is the only person that I trust.
Mm-hmm. And then once those results have been counted and very much,
they've been verified. They've been taken to court. The courts have thrown away
they've gone through the ringer. They've gone through it all.
He's tried he was literally it's like he cooked up a big pot of spaghetti.
Yeah.
And then just threw it everywhere. And then just whatever stuck, he was like, "Okay. We're going. Hey, that one. You see that, Rudy? Go. Yeah.
Exactly.
It's just it's insanity. It really is.
Yeah, he asks his team, he says, how many ways can I fight this? And they're just like, well, goddamn, we're going to need a day to write them down.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll come back to you. And he's just like, don't even come back to me. Just start fighting on every single one of those grounds.
That's exactly what
he said. Just start going for every single avenue, every single lane we can get down. And I kind of like it as like, in terms of kind of showing that we got this. It in a way, him, trying with all his might to get the election overturned has kind of proved that our election system has worked.
Beautifully said, man. And I posted,
if it can go under the greatest microscope of all time, a sore loser with all the power at his hands, then clearly it gets the job done.
Yeah.
And, so it's a nice little pat on. I mean, if we can look at any positives, we can look at, okay, our election system works because it has, been scrutinized so heavily that, and the same result has come out.
No, you're exactly right. I mean, when this happened, and like everyone, and like Senate just had reconvened, I posted on my Instagram. I was like, democracy prevails.
Yeah.
And it really is just a testament to how strong our fundamentals are, and like. Even when we have this insane guy as our leader, even when we have this insane cult of followers, that will literally try and stage a coup against the government, it doesn't work. Dude, and it won't work. Yeah. You know, like the United States democracy will never fail. And even the hardcore Republicans that are, I mean, I'm sorry, but like they got the ball and chain with Donald Trump, and they're just they'll suck his dick to put it lightly. Mm-hmm. They were even like, I mean, Lindsey Graham, which one of the guys that would literally just say whatever to support the president. Yeah. Literally started saying, "I'm out." You know, he said, "I'm out. I don't want to, oppose the election anymore because of what just happened." Mm-hmm. Yeah. And, it sucks that it got to this point. It really did. You know, it sucks that, it really brought out some terrible things in society. Yeah. But, it just, like Frank said, it goes to show how strong we are as a nation. How strong our
democracy is.
How strong our democracy is.
The power is still to the people.
Oh, yeah.
Because if the power wasn't to the people, then Donald Trump would have successfully overturned the election and been president for another 4 years.
Absolutely.
But this proves that the power is still in the people's hands, which
and
is
we made sure the next 4 years are not going to go the way they have been.
Exactly.
Do you want half of this, bro?
Oh, no.
You've been pounding these, bro. I'll pour it in there, dude. You sure?
Okay, sure. Whatever.
Yeah, I know. I can tell, dude. I know you too fucking well. All right, here, let me crack this.
Oh my God, dude. Oh.
Here, grab me that. Here. All right, this is a first for White Claw.
Yeah, this is a
We're
first.
starting season 2. Wow, dude, this is a big deal.
Starting season 2 with a liquid change.
Liquid change.
An oil change. Oh yeah.
COVID safe.
COVID safe. No,
Haven't touched
no mouth
it.
Touch. That's perfect.
All right. I don't know how much. Cheers up, brother.
Cheers. Oh yeah.
Love you and love y'all for everyone listening.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, man, crazy shit happened this week.
Fuck, dude.
I mean, and also, I mean, we really didn't touch on it, but the whole white privilege thing in this situation. I mean,
it can't be emphasized enough.
And I hate to say this because like it is a terrible thing that has happened, but it's almost good in that it is just so in your face with this situation. Yeah. How white privilege is a real thing.
Yes.
Like how can you deny that at this point? You have Black Lives Matter protests.
All you have to do is compare their protests to
look at the pictures.
Yeah.
Look at the security. I mean, it is ridiculous, I mean, there's a lot of people that said it, I don't want to quote one person, but imagine if those protesters were black.
Well, yeah.
Good God.
Well, that's
good
what.
God.
Yeah, that's what everybody was on. That's what everybody with a brain pretty much was saying on Twitter during the day. Was just. Yeah, it was just. Yeah.
But you look at the pictures, right, and you see, the.
But here's the thing: only white people, stupid enough to do something like this.
Honestly, yeah.
In my personal opinion,
you're right.
In our blind privilege, we're only the ones stupid enough to do it.
I think people get, the white people can only get so far into that mentality,
Yeah.
Or they're the only ones that can get into that mentality,
Exactly. Yeah.
Because that crowd, like, I mean,
it's like going into something and thinking of no consequences. It's just like you just go do something and you think of no issues or problems that could arise. Because I guarantee you all those and people are starting to get arrested now. Like the big stars of the riot.
If you got photographed.
Exactly. Like the dude who was sitting in Nancy Pelosi's chair. Yeah. The dude who stole the sign.
The Viking helmet.
These guys are getting arrested now. And I can almost guarantee you that in the moment of taking these photos and making these statements of, oh, I'm the shit, they were not thinking of the consequences. Mm-hmm. There's no way. And that comes from the white privileges that we're talking about. Is that
also,
they have no idea what's going to happen to them now.
Also, if let's say that there was a rally for Biden or something like that, outside the White House.
Yeah.
Or a Black Lives Matter protest, you know. Good God, they would come, I mean, you've seen it before. Like, you've seen the comparisons with the pictures.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, they're in, like, military gear. Like,
Yeah.
the military have been called in
Yeah.
to, like, you know, let everyone... It's like...
Exactly.
And now that the Trump supporters have come in, well, we're just going to have the Capitol Police, you know? And I don't want to hate on the Capitol Police because I've been seeing a lot of hate on it but if you keep looking at the videos, you can see that they really, really tried. They really tried to stop everyone. It's not really the story that they just let everyone in.
And when you're outnumbered, you're outnumbered.
Exactly.
There's no really, like...
I mean, there's give and take. You're like, okay,
yeah.
do we hold our line here and have 2 or 3 of our people die?
Yeah.
Or do we let everyone in, give them what they want?
So we can live ourselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. There were probably plenty of situations, you got this big old Capitol building.
Mm-hmm.
You have all these different things breaking out, all these different breakthroughs coming in. And there were probably multiple Capitol Police who made the snap decision of, I'd rather protect the safety and the lives of my fellow officers than really just...
Then let them vandalize this place, essentially.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And the bottom line is, the reason... Okay, the bottom line is the Capitol,
mm-hmm.
and this is our government. I mean, this is literally the core of our government.
Yeah,
being
the tippy top.
Congress.
Yeah.
I mean, Congress. This is the core, right?
Yeah.
These are the people that make the laws, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, you have the judicial system and you have the president, the executive branch, of course.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, Congress is the core. These are our elected officials, per se, the most of them. And you got the people that are in charge of security. And they're thinking, okay, all right, well, we got a protest or we got a rally full of white people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we don't need it. We don't need much.
Yeah.
I mean, can you make it any clearer than that, right? If there was a Black Lives Matter protest, which there have been in the past, they have brought in the Guard, the National Guard, the military, right? Now,
it wasn't,
you see a Trump rally and you think, okay, like a bunch of white people,
and I'm pretty sure it wasn't until they were, like, breaking through the glass inside,
Here's what I heard.
That the extra reinforcements were called.
I don't know, but I've heard 2 things. I've heard that the president called it in, and I've heard that actually Mike Pence called it in.
I'm pretty sure
the president didn't. So I don't know.
I think the second one is right, Ryan.
I would assume so. That's what I would assume.
Because I remember in, like, just the whole media day, all the the frenzy of information you're getting as a normal person, like with your YouTube and your TVs and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure I remember hearing that it was Mike Pence who made the, like, shit's real, like, this is... Yeah. And I think that probably added to the whole let's hang Mike Pence right now.
Probably.
Because think about, like...
Probably.
Like, when I think of, like, being at a music festival, like, perfect example, when I went and saw Mike Stud.
Yeah.
I remember I saw Johnny Manziel in, like, the backstage.
Yeah.
And I remember starting to be like, dude, that's Johnny Man, because he had just gotten fired from the Browns for being a drunk, for drinking.
Yeah.
And I see him back at the stage drinking. I think we're gonna have to call it this point because
we
machine.
might have to call it.
And I see Johnny Manziel, and I kind of get, like, the whole crowd. Like, I kind of passed the word that Johnny Manziel is there, and the entire crowd. I mean, it's not a big LA show, but it's a decent sized LA show, and the whole crowd starts yelling, Johnny Manziel, Johnny Football, Johnny Football, Johnny Football. And he ends up kind of, like, hiding, like, he sneaks off to the back because he realizes, like, I shouldn't be partying right now.
Yeah.
But that was a fun moment. But that's what I can see kind of happening at the riot, is that one person gets a notification, hey, Mike Pence just called for more troops or whatever to stop us. And then they're like, oh, fuck Mike Pence. And it just adds to the whole fuel of, like, let's hang Mike Pence.
He's spineless.
Exactly.
Just unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I can totally see that happening. I don't know what the heck is going on in my garage right now, but something just turned on and it's very loud.
Yeah, it's okay. I mean,
we've hit it.
We've hit the finale. Yeah, we're at a good spot. And I think the summary for this episode is the power is still in the United States people's hands. Like, the people of the United States are still the ones who make the says.
A very sad day has happened in American history. But the future is so much brighter, and it's up to, as Frank said, the power in the people. It is up to the people.
Oh yeah.
For the future, and so let's keep making the right decisions, everyone.
Yep.
We love y'all, honestly.
We do.
Sorry about this day. I wish we could have stopped it, but hey, White Claw Wednesdays, baby.
White Claw Wednesdays. Keep listening.
Cheers up, brother.
Cheers up. Great episode. Thank you, everyone, listening, commenting, subscribing. We love y'all. Watching, all that stuff.
Yep.
Best fans in the world. We'll see you on the next episode. Peace out.
Signing off.